Guys, after what felt like a very long wait, our visa petition has finally been approved. Yes! If you've been following our journey, then you would understand how important and crucial this step is. Stay tuned for the full gist, guys. Yay! Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nurse MJ. I'm a registered nurse from Nigeria, currently practicing and living in the United Kingdom, and I'm also licensed to practice in the United States of America. Yes, I am a triple licensed, multi-licensed registered nurse. Okay, we are on our journey to the United States from the United Kingdom, and if you would like to follow through with our journey, make sure that you stay tuned to this channel. How do you do that? Subscribe right now. Go and click the subscribe button and make sure you turn the post notification bell on so you get notified whenever we have new updates. If you're ready to get a high-paying job in the United Kingdom, United States of America, or even in Canada, do not skip this video. It is not that you do not have the skills. The major problem here is that you are not packaging. One other big mistake I've seen a whole lot of people make is thinking that their old skill back home equals to no skill. There are jobs abroad, okay? Now you know follow who no road. Some of the highest paying jobs in the world right now are in tech. From health informatics, data analysts, to project managers, tech professionals are earning big while doing it. The best part is you don't even need a tech degree or a fancy background to get started. Either you're a nurse, a carer, teacher, accountant, or even a complete novice to the labor market, there is a space for you in tech. This weekend, you can speak with a career team at 10 Analytics for free in their weekly mentorship session. They'll show you how your past work experience can help you land high-paying tech jobs available in the United Kingdom, United States of America, and even Canada. So if you're in healthcare, customer service, logistics, warehousing, supply chain, and you want a career path that gives you a work-life balance, and not just that, better pay,
click the link in this video's description to join the community. I'll also pin it to the comments.
Join this weekend. Don't forget. All the best, guys. Bye. I am so excited, and you can tell, like you can feel the energy. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the summary of our journey up to this point, how we got our petition approved. Guys, our petition was approved in nothing less than, I think, a month. No, actually less than 2 months. I'm gonna be giving you retrogression updates, and some of you had questions for me in my previous video. If you haven't seen these videos, go and watch them. Okay, so I will be responding to some of them, and that way we will also touch on retrogression. So let's talk about our journey so far. Okay, I'm gonna give sort of a summary of my journey from the point of registering with the credentialing body, registering with the board of nursing I use, and also up until I got my employer, and you know the pathway I took to this point that we are right now, because a lot of you asked questions that were quite related to this, and I thought, why not just give you a deep summary? Although I have videos that fully detailed covered this entire pathway from when I started to when I took my NCLEX and everything I did to pass my examination. I passed at 75 questions, so I shared all of that already, and I sort of created like a playlist for that, so you can always have everything in the same place. I also have a United States Registered Nurse comprehensive guide that I actually wrote myself, and this guide is not something that you can just put together using ChatGPT or Google. Google doesn't have all of the answers, guys, and I'm not lying about that. So this guide was from my own personal journey and experience, the lessons I learned on this journey, the tips and the tricks that worked for me in preparing for my examinations, the mistakes that I made that slowed down my process that I do not want you to make. They are all in this guide, and I also added the direct links to everything that I referenced in the video. In the video guide, because it's a video guide. You have my CV template as well, the USS CV template, and also links to access free study materials for you. So it's a whole lot packed in £29.99, and if you're buying in Naira currency, that will be fixed price of 59,999, round up to 60,000 naira. You are getting a whole lot from it. So if you'd like to get that guide, make sure you check this video's description, and the link to directly purchase the guide will be in it. And if you also want a close one-on-one consultation with me, you want a coaching session either through the UK relocation pathway or through the United States relocation pathway, or you are in the UK and you have career, you're finding it difficult navigating the nursing career, go to my website and you will be able to purchase those services, and we can get you right on track. That's all me. Okay, so back in the year 2019, I moved to the United Kingdom. Okay, I started the United States pathway back in Nigeria, but I realized that it was gonna take long, and I did not have the patience to wait for it to happen. So I said, you know what, instead of waiting and being frustrated while at it, let me switch pathway. Let me switch my plan to plan B, which was United Kingdom. So I then went ahead with the United Kingdom pathway, and at that time things were really smooth. We had agencies to put us through, you know, they help with a lot of things for us, they prepare you for your interviews, everything. So all well and good. If you pass your necessary examinations at first sittings, which I did, within 3 to 6 months you will be in the United Kingdom. Okay, and that was how it happened for me. So I started sometimes in 2018 towards the end of my completing my program, that's perioperative practice in Lagos University Teaching Hospital and of course in Lagos. Yeah, that's Lutz. I then started all my process in preparing for my exams and all sorts, while also preparing for my finals. So it was a tough one for me. So by the time I had finished and all of that, I only practiced for a while. So in total I had about 5 years of experience practicing as a registered nurse back in my country, and then I moved to the United Kingdom in 2019, precisely I think July. And when I moved, things were fine. I mean, my dream finally came true. I was so excited. I got lost in all of the merriment, and I just, like, you know, forgot about my United States pathway. I had a friend that kept saying, "Guy, let us do this thing and get it sorted with." So eventually I created my profile with a credentialing body, which is very popular. At that time they were still, as last year, they were still, or even earlier this year, they were still CGFNS International, but now they are called True Merit. Okay, so I created my profile with them, and you know, I started the process, and then along the line I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I'm actually not doing this. Maybe it's not actually a bad idea to be in this country, but eventually I realized that this is actually not the last bus stop for me. I have a whole lot of things that I want to achieve. My future plan is to be a nurse anesthetist, okay, which is CRNA, and it doesn't happen in this country. I've done a lot of research, and I realized that I have to be out of this country for this to happen, and for a whole lot of other reasons that I shared in this video, so you can check it out. Okay, so you also know the major reason why I finally took this step. And eventually, I think sometimes in 2023, I finally did my NCLEX examination, took my NCLEX, and I went back into the whole process. Okay, so the first thing I did was, of course, to create my CGFNS profile and apply for credential evaluation. So the credential evaluation is they're going through all of your credentials, and they're weighing it against the United States educational standards. Okay, so they do all of that, and then they give you a report at the end. And before you create a profile, you need to know which state in United States you really want to practice, because you will have to mention that state when you're applying for the credential evaluation certificate, and your report will be sent directly to that board of nursing, which is why this step is really crucial. And in my guide, I have given a list of states that you can explore as an internationally trained registered nurse, okay, so that you're working with people that have gone through that steps before, and someone like myself, and you can do the same thing that we've sort of done, so it's not completely new to you. Okay, so you go through your registration, and part of the requirement to register with your board of nursing, of course, obviously, is taking the NCLEX-RN. So you're a registered nurse, you take NCLEX-RN. There's NCLEX-RN, there's NCLEX-LPN. So you need to be registering and taking the right one, which is why it is really crucial for you to have a guide that shows you what to do, when to do it, you know, what you need to know and what you need to avoid. That is why my guide is very crucial. You need to visit my website, proudnursemg.com. That is the only place you can get it. Nobody can share it with you. You can't find it anywhere. You cannot find it except for the people that already got theirs. If you've already gotten your guide, thank you so much. All right, so so that's it about that. Once you pass your NCLEX-RN, you complete your registration with the board of nursing that you have selected, and that takes you to your next step. So the pathway it differs. So if you like, you can decide to do full employer sponsorship, or you can do part sponsorship. So full employer sponsorship means that from whatever country that you are, you get an agency that connects you to an employer, and they're happy to sponsor you from scratch up, okay, from everything up. And if you're doing pathway, you know, the path sponsorship, which is what I usually recommend if you're outside of Nigeria, and also even if you're in Nigeria and you have the fund, because it's faster but it's slightly expensive, is the pathway, okay, which you will have taking yourself through NCLEX stage, and then you contact the employer, okay. And the list of employers that you can always reach out, or agencies, direct agencies, or agencies themselves, I have it in my guide, okay. So these are the steps that you need to take. There's a whole lot of deeper steps that time will not permit me to really go into it. After I got all of this, I then got in touch with this employer, and they started the whole submission of other things that they need from you. They need your CV that is up to United States standard, which is why you have my CV template in my guide. They're also going to ask for your IELTS result. They will ask for your credential evaluation report. So when you get your credential evaluation report, that's the CES, you will get a candidate copy. So it's really important that you save that copy on your phone, on your file, or wherever. Save it, print it, do whatever you want with it, because once it's gone on your profile, it's gone, okay, and you will have to pay to get it. So why not just do that? So save it. They send a copy to your employer, or sorry, to your board of nursing, and then you save a copy so that it's easy for you to provide it when your employer or your agency are asking for it. So they'll ask for your CV, they'll ask for your CES report, and a whole lot of other things, and they will connect you with like an immigration advisor and a caretaker, sort of someone that is going to, a case manager, sort of, yeah, someone that is going to oversee your entire visa registration process, your interview with your employer, and I forgot to mention, of course, you will do a job interview, which is why I have shared interview tips as well in my guide. Yeah, I am that kind. Trust me, that guide is from my love and passion for supporting nurses, and I initially wanted to make it free. The reason why I had to put a price tag on it is I realized that a lot of people do not appreciate free things. They don't appreciate the effort that goes into it. I wrote this guide while I was on maternity leave. Yeah, I wrote my guide while I was on maternity. I just felt I'm coming back. I need to give something back to my community. Put a price tag on it so you can appreciate it. It's a whole lot of work that went into it, okay? A whole lot of research. So in my guide, you will have all of this information, tips in preparing for your interview, the sort of questions you can come across, and how to answer them, okay? So make sure you get the guide. So you do your interview, you pass your interview, they'll get back in touch with you. I think I got about 3 employers, but I went for the one that my spirit went to it. And we're going to North Carolina, by the way. Yeah. So after I had to step down a little bit because I was getting married, and my husband, I wanted him to be in the process, get our marriage certificate and also. So once those ones were ready as well, I sent it to them. They sent me links to certain website to create profiles, password, etc, and also upload some documents, and also confirm some of the documents that they have. Confirm that when they were doing the application, they will send it to me and see that everything is right. I don't want to be mentioning names of stuffs right now, or forms I want. I don't want to be mentioning all of that because it just, you don't need to know it. It just confuse you. Your immigration advisor, your case manager, they will guide you through all of the steps. Okay, this is a very complicated step that you cannot take on your own, and this is why this is a part sponsorship way, because you need, at some point, you still need to go back to an agency that will put you through. Okay, that is why they are there, and they will not ask you for any money. No money. I have not paid them any money. My employer will be paying them. Okay, that is their own job. All right, so once all of that is done, then they can then submit a petition for you to say, that petition will qualify you that yes, so you are qualified to apply for this visa under this category, and our visa is under the EB-3 category. Okay, and it's sort of a permanent residency route, because I just thought about it, and I also mentioned this in my video on the reasons why we're leaving. We cannot leave. I've lived in the United Kingdom for over 6 years. Yeah, I'm on my way to citizenship, right? I cannot leave all of these things I've built to go to another temporary stuff. Okay, so we need to know what we're doing from the right beginning, and I am not in a hurry. UK is not chasing me. Okay, so it's either it's better for us to just get it right at the beginning, because when you go on temporary visas, there's a whole lot of restriction. A lot of people have gone on H1B visa. The EB-3, you will still have to go through this waiting period to get the green card, even when you are in US. Yes, retrogression and all of this wait still applies to you. Don't think it will be faster because you are now inside USA. It doesn't work like that for United States. Okay, so then you wait for your petition to be approved, which is a point that we are now. Petition approved. Yes. So when your petition is approved, the date when they put in this application and they sent this approval and all of that is going to be your priority date. Okay, so what's next? Now that our petition has been approved, it means that we now need to wait for our priority date to become current or eligible. So a person's priority date is essentially their place in the line, like you're on the queue. Okay, often the date that your petition or labor certification was filed. Okay, so it all depends on when this was filed. Currently, with retrogression going on, moving forward is being controlled by United States of America's immigration. Okay, retrogression occurs when your cutoff date shifts backward. So retrogress, like think backward. There is a whole lot of wait because this date has moved backward. Okay, so you need to wait for that priority date to be current again, which is what is delaying us right now. Current status for retrogression is priority dates that were before the 1st of April 2023. But because they are in a new year, so I think US New Year is like October. Okay, so because they are in a new year, 1st of October 2025 was the start of a new year. Like UK is April, theirs is October. Okay, so because they are now in a new year, which started in October, then this can move to sometimes in 2024. So the status is still for those. So everybody that got their petition filed before the 1st of April 2023 will be going for their visa appointments right now around this period. Okay, and then people after will have to wait, I think. So it means that we need to wait for another cutoff. So very soon, within the next couple of days or weeks, they should be telling us the next cutoff. Okay, and hopefully, because it's a new year, there could be additional new number of slots allocated and everything. Things could move faster. In summary, with the old status of things, we might still be here we will still be here till like a year or two. Okay, or even 3 years. Honestly, we cannot say. It's not predictable. And for those of you who have been confused about where we are still in the UK. All right, if you actually watched our videos, you will know that we have not left. We are in the UK. So I don't understand why people are saying, I thought you left. Are you in the UK? Where did I say I left? Where? Okay, living, it's not the same thing as left. So please, let's get our facts right. Okay, now let me answer some of your questions before I go. I do not want to answer too much questions, so I'll only be taking like about 6 questions just to keep the time in this video because it's gonna be too long now. At Loveling, I'm gonna read it out. At Loveling Onyema Obi said, congratulations to you, Nosemj. Please, I want to know if OET can be used instead of IELTS for application. Absolutely. Okay, OET, IELTS, they are all English language tests, so the answer is yes. So OET, IELTS, TOEFL are approved English tests that you can use for your credential evaluation and also use to apply for your visa screen, which is one of the documents that you will need when you are applying for your USA visa. So that answers the question. Question number 2 is from at adeshola.balogun918. He or she said, are there agencies that work with professionals in Nigeria too, or is just UK? Your answer is yes. There are agencies that actually recruit from outside the United Kingdom, including Nigeria. In fact, my agency, they do. Okay, and I provided the list. I provided a list of the ones that I recommend, and my friends have used and colleagues have used as well. They are in my guide. Okay, so I told you I did an extensive research, not just from Google, because you can't find all of this from Google. Okay, they are all available on my guide, which you can find on my website, proudnosemj.com. Question number 3 is from Elite Nexus, and it says, your journey is really inspiring. I stumbled on your profile on Twitter and I somehow found myself here. Thank you. I'm thinking of going into nursing. How would you advise me to go about it as a male starting in Nigeria from the beginning? I'm very glad that you find my channel inspiring. Thank you. Thanks for watching the video as well. If you want to be a nurse in this current time, I would encourage you to find a university that offers nursing. Go for your degree. Enroll with them. Okay, I know of University of Ibadan, I know of Unilag, I know of Babcock University. So it all depends on your fund. Okay, so you do your research about universities that offers nursing and enroll. Okay, question number 4 is from at Chukuma Okonkwo, and Chukuma said, congrats MJ, thank you so much. Was wondering if retrogression does not affect direct hire, because if I heard correctly, you said the employer is filing for EB-3 visa. Yes, they are. Can you throw more light, please? And I've already answered your question. Okay, thanks and congrats once again. I've answered your question. Unfortunately, it does affect EB-3 visa, okay, which is a category that we are in, but we are not so much in a hurry, trust me. And since EB-3 visa, like I said earlier, is a permanent residency route, right? Considering that the USA will be our final home, like you can finally rest from moving up and down. It's absolutely worth the wait. It's good for me, it's good for my husband, career wise, stability wise, and I believe that God makes everything beautiful in his own time. So that's our decision. But unfortunately, EB-3 visas are affected by retrogression. Another visa that does not, if you're in a hurry, that you can go for is H1B visa. Okay, question number 5 says, is from at Uju_world. Thank you. She said, congratulations. Thank you. This is amazing. What department are you starting with? I'm gonna be, you already know, guys, that I'm a theater nurse. Like, I have so much love for theater. Like, theater gives me peace. It's my safe space. And I fortunately got a job in the operating theater as well. So I'm going to the theater. My journey is continuing, and hopefully it will land me to the place, to the career upward that I've actually been dreaming of, which is to become a nurse anesthetist. Yes. That's it. The whole hour has my heart forever, and you can always tell your employer this is what you want. Okay, and finally, the last question for this round, because I will definitely get to answer all of your questions as we go along on this update. I'll be answering your questions. This is from Onyiye Okeke, and the question says, hello, thanks for this video, it's very enlightening, thanks for watching. Please, what's the first step to take when considering relocating to the United? What is the first step to take when considering relocating to the United Kingdom? First step you should take if you want to move to the UK as a nurse is to have a valid practicing license. So make sure that you're finished from school, you've completed your training, and you have your valid practicing license. Okay, and then you get your international passport. These are your first steps, so they are all part of first steps. You get your international passport and apply for IELTS academic, because you need your passport as a means of ID to apply, or OET, whichever one you can afford. And I think OET is sort of easier because it's professional focused, so some people find it easier, but the numbers of centers and the price is sort of a barrier, okay, or a limiting factor. How to take all the steps, all the requirements that you will need along the line, practice materials, applying for jobs, preparing for interview, my CV template, they are all available in my UKRN comprehensive relocation guide, which is also available for your purchase on my website. It feels like I've been talking for so long. We've finally come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, please, so YouTube can recommend it to other people like yourself, so they can get to find me, people who are in the UK and they're thinking about moving out of the UK, going to USA, and they're nurses, they want to know how it is. It will be very beneficial for them to follow this page, subscribe to this channel, become a member of this community. I want to connect. If you're in UK, if you're in USA, wherever you are, make sure you connect to this page so you can follow our journey if you don't want to miss out on anything. Okay, and turn our notification bell on. You say that I've not been so much on here. It's my work, guys, but I will try to come back to YouTube because you guys have my heart. If you're still struggling to find your feet in the United Kingdom or USA or even Canada, make sure you watch my last video with 10 analytics, okay, and learn how to grow in your current career or transition into a transition into an in-demand career abroad, especially if you want to go into tech. Make sure you watch that video. I did a video with an immigrant who is an ex-student with them, and through their help he secured a job immediately after finishing. He's currently in Poland, and he shared all of the tips and valuable things I learned from them. I also had the founder of 10 Analytics as well in this video, and he gave valuable tips that will help you, especially if you don't even have tech background, or if you think that your skills back home are not good enough for you to upscale or upgrade in your career. They will teach you how to do things the right way. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay safe. I'll see you same time next week. Cheers. Bye.